One of the things that I'm noticing is when we've talked before, you've often been able to point out really outrageous acts of just buying total BS, MAGA BS, hook, line, and sinker in the press. I feel like it's become a lot more subtle recently, therefore a lot more insidious and harder to put your finger on, harder to fight. A very minor example is you see a lot of descriptions in reporting of a Republican figure or Republican candidates as being Trumpier. It's a phrase I cannot stand because it cutesifies something that is terrifying. He's kind of Trumpy. What does that mean? You wouldn't say, oh, he's kind of cute Nazi. It's actually, are you a supporter of a proto-fascist or not?
Right.
I'll give you another example, just reading right back to you. You, in a recent edition, talked about a headline in the New York Times. I've got it here. The headline is, Trump takes on the pillars of the, quote, deep state. Now, they've sort of covered their bases a little bit, right? Because they put deep state in quotes. But boy, that is a thin patina of covering your ass, because you really are not giving the context around the fact that you are accepting Trump's whole framing of the array of government professionals who make critical programs and services that Americans rely on work. And there's so much that the West Wing gets wrong. But one thing that they did really well, there was an episode where the press secretary is talking about accepting the premise of a reporter's question. A reporter will say something and you respond to it as if it is a legitimate framing of an issue. You accepted their premise. And what I see that I think is subtle and insidious isn't so much the obvious media misses or the Fox News outrages. Those are so obvious. What I'm seeing much more of is this very subtle accepting the premise, like in this headline, like in this, we're going to write in the headline, there is a deep state. There is not a deep state. There is not a deep state. So how are you seeing the same thing, that this kind of dynamic of the press buying into the MAGA, the MAGA line and sort of doing a disservice to the truth and to their readers? Has it become more subtle?
Yes. Yeah, but it is, you're totally right as far as buying in. They do the same thing with the phrase, the swamp. Trump hasn't cleaned out the swamp yet. And what's the swamp? What are you talking about? If you're talking about the federal workforce, it's not the deep state, it's not the swamp, it's the federal workforce, and if for better or worse. And a lot of times it's for better. This idea that I think the news media is terrible at explaining it when government works and displaying that. It's almost, there's this and I was part of the whole problem too. This whole mentality that good news is no news. That if everything's working right, that's not news. If something bad happens, that's news. And that plays totally into this kind of negativity that's part of right-wing propaganda, that the idea that we have to fix something because it's broken. Let's fix what's broken instead of breaking everything and trying to fix it. And that's right from the fascist playbook, that whole kind of everything sucks, everything's chaos, the fascist playbook is creating chaos and then offering yourself as the solution to it. And that's what they do. And the news media help so much with stuff like that. And so much of it is framing. And Matt, I got to tell you, I think that to me, the last 25 years in American history can be just summarized with two words: propaganda works. And it does work. And right-wing propaganda is great. You look at the polling on the economy and how the economy is doing. Numerically, statistically, the economy was not doing badly and was doing way better than any other industrialized country coming out of COVID. But there was this perception thing. And I understand that. And I also understand that you see your grocery prices going up, you're going to get mad about it. So I'm not saying that it's totally invalid. But on that, and also crime, the crime is going down. And it has been going down pretty much, with some very short exceptions. It's been going down for many decades, since the 90s. But nobody knows that. Not enough people know it. And you see on Fox News, you hear skyrocketing crime. And so you start thinking crime is skyrocketing.